I was thinking a lot whether to do this video or not, and I decided to do that in the memory of Evan family and Chagi Avni, that I'm about to tell you the story of these families and what happened to them on October 7th. So I'm actually here sitting right next to the house of Chagi Avni, and I'm gonna take you to their neighborhood to see how it looks like. Behind me, just right here, you can see the tracks of the tank, the Israeli tank that arrived here on October 7 and was fighting the whole day against hundreds of terrorists. So hundreds of terrorists actually invaded from this fence over there is Gaza. This is the fence that they cut, and they charged on the kibbutz, an innocent kibbutz, civilians living here. And midday, at a certain point, when the Israeli soldiers came here and started fighting, also an Israeli tank came, and you can see all the destruction. So basically this pole here is looks like that. Because of the tank, Israeli tank that was driving all around and trying to stop the massacre that was going on here. So behind me is the place where they came. Over there in front of me, that's the neighborhood. It's the newest neighborhood of the kibbutz. It's called the Kerem, a vineyard. And in this house is the house of Avni family. Their neighbors are Evan family. Chagi was a gardener, and you can see beautifully the lemon and the sugar cane here, and a lot of items that decorated his garden here. When the attack started, he told his wife, children, to stay in their homes, to lock it down, and he went out, as he was a member of the group of people from the kibbutz that their job was to protect the kibbutz from an invasion. Unfortunately, there were too many people and terrorists that invaded from Gaza, among them armed people like Hamas terrorists, Jihad, Islamic Jihad, and also some Gazian people that were carrying knives, and even them, the supposedly innocent people, participated in the massacre and the kidnapping. So at the end of the fighting, they found 400 bodies of terrorists and people that participated in the massacre from Gaza in the kibbutz. And so a group of 10 members of the kibbutz that were supposed to protect the kibbutz from this attack were not useful, or they did their best, but it was impossible to many people. I heard that story from someone that lived in the kibbutz, that on Friday evening he saw Avni family and Chen and Rinat Evan sitting here at the pergola of Chagi, and they were celebrating Chagi's birthday, 50 years old. They were celebrating his birthday. It was a lovely evening. No one suspected what's gonna happen the next morning. and at 7 a.m. hundreds of terrorists invaded to this kibbutz. In this neighborhood around me, the kibbutz member placed pictures of the people that lived in the houses and were kidnapped from the houses. So this is Chagi Avni, and as I mentioned earlier, he locked his family in the safe room, and then he went to fight, and he was killed not so far from here. He actually, when he was found, he was still alive, and he asked to get a phone to call his wife to say goodbye. So he was able to say goodbye to his wife just a moment before he died. The neighbors are the Evan family, and here you can see the pictures. It's a family of 6, and only the 2 little children survive. It's a family of 6 that was completely destroyed. Chen Evan, Rinat Evan, and the children, Ido and Alon, 16 and 14 years old. The 2 younger brothers, Nir and Tomer, survived. So we mentioned that they got together, the Avni and the Evan family, the night before, and then they went to bed. And when the attack started, the Evan family ran into the safe room. The terrorists tried to get him out of the safe room, and to do so, they put fire in the house. The entire house started burning. You can see over there the dishwasher with the dishes still inside, the oven, everything is burnt. The 2 parents with the 4 children went into the safe room. And at a certain point it started getting suffocated. You can see the smoke that got in. They got suffocated, and they decided to go out through the window. So they jumped out through the window, and there was a terrorist here outside. Chen had a pistol with not a lot of bullets, was able to kill him, and then they turned right behind the house and tried to hide from the terrorist. I'm going to show you where. So they were lying just over here. This bush was bigger and greener, and they tried to hide here for hours. The whole family, 6 people. And at a certain point, the terrorists spotted them and just started shooting at them, all of them. But the bodies of the parents probably saved the 2 younger children, who actually stood after the terrorists have left. They got out and they started running towards the Avni house, where they knocked on the windows asking them to let them in. They recognized the voices and they let them in. So the 2 younger children, Nir and Tomer, were eventually ended up hiding in the safe room of their neighbor's house, and they were saved. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same about their parents and their siblings. And this is just one story of a family in a kibbutz out of hundreds of stories of people that faced this awful tragedy on October 7th. More than 90 people were murdered here in Kibbutz Be'eri, and around 20 were kidnapped, and some of them are still in Gaza.